Okay, hi guys. Once again, yours truly, Ron Rodder here with another video. Now, this time what we're going to talk about are the new Rotor Q rings. I actually just got hold of these about a week ago, so I've actually only done 2 rides with them. But I'll maybe do something down the track about how I'm going with them after, say, 3 months, like I did with the Cervelo S5. But for now, let's just talk a little bit about what I think about these. Now, there's the QXL Q rings you can get that are more drastic oval shape. So these aren't quite as drastic. You have to look pretty close just to be able to tell that they are oval shaped. But what it is, these would be, so I've got a 52 tooth on the outside and a 36 as my small ring. So that's your mid-compact, but basically how it works out is on your power stroke, or more up towards your dead spot, or where you're coming up here, it's actually less teeth. And then on your power point, or your downstroke, down to here, it's bigger. So it would be like a 36, so I guess it would be probably about a 37. So that's kind of how the Q ring works. Now, there would be, I'm sure, some marginal power gains. I've looked at my power data, and my normalized wattage was a little bit higher. I've got a few records there. Again, not doing anything more, not pushing out a lot more power, just a little bit more steady. And also my average power was a little bit higher. That being said, that's not what I got these for. Now the pros, maybe those little marginal gains would be really good for them. I can imagine that, any little bit counts for them. For us normal human beings, that doesn't really count for much. What I actually did get them for is, yes, it does help smooth your pedal stroke out, makes it a little bit more efficient. That's what it's all about. And that's what I was looking for, because I'm sure there are some of you out there, and I myself am somebody who is prone to cramping. I sweat a lot of salt when I ride. I sweat a lot, first of all, and then when it's a hot day, I sweat a lot of salt. Okay, and that causes me to cramp. Sure, is my pedaling stroke not the most efficient? Sure it is. I'm not a professional. A lot of us have very inefficient pedal strokes. Even professionals have inefficient pedal strokes. But what I found so far on my, 3 rides I think I've had with this, what I've found so far is that at the end of a ride, my legs feel fresher. I feel like I can still keep on going. The first ride I had with them was out in the Dandenongs. We did about 1,600 meters of climbing that day and about 100 kilometers. And I still felt like I could go more. Okay, and I'm not as fit as I normally am, and I'm not as climbing fit. I'm not even close to as climbing fit as I normally am. So at the stage that I'm at right now in my fitness, a day like that would cook me, and at some point in the ride, I would start to feel like I'm going to cramp. And that's usually when I have to back off, and that really sucks, especially when you're riding with the group and they're gone and you have to fall back, because if you keep on putting lots of power down, you're going to start cramping. You have that feeling, you know it, you've cramped a million times before, and you know what it feels like when it's going to happen. So therefore you have to back off. So that's something I'm trying to get over. Now, some of you may say, and I've heard other people say, oh, you're taking your magnesium, or, you're stretching, or you're doing all these kinds of things. I'm like, look, I do everything. I've been riding a long time. I kind of know the little ins and outs of things that I should be doing to try to aid with my cramping. I do take magnesium every day, sometimes twice a day before I ride, and that's mega magnesium I take. I carry salt pills when I ride. I carry Schussler's tissue salt, all natural pills with me when I ride. All of these things I do, and the more fit I get, the less I cramp. But what happens is, the more fit I get, the longer in the ride before I start to cramp. So instead of being like 80 kilometers before I feel like I'm going to cramp when I'm not that fit, it's more like maybe 120 before I start to feel like, oh, okay, I could start cramping and I have to back off. I don't know yet. I haven't had enough time to ride with these to say that this is the answer, but so far I've noticed that my legs are fresher. I haven't felt like I was going to cramp at all. I'm going for a pretty big ride tomorrow. I'm going to be able to test that out a little bit more, but I have to really get up there and do a big monster ride, a fondo of some sort, 160 kilometers minimal, with some hills in there, and that'll give me the real answer as to whether these things are helping. But again, the reason I went to them is because of that, and I heard through other cyclists and other people that I know who ride them that it's really helped them feel fresher and it's really helped them with their cramping. And that's what I'm out for. So far so good. I love them. These are the new 2017s. Normally the writing, the logo is in white. You can't even really see it unless you look close. It's there, but it's all matte black now. So it's very stealth, kind of cool looking. I like that quite a bit. And it's even the Aero ones are as light as the non-Aero ones. So the non-Aero ones are just kind of like like normal rings. They don't have this solid piece to them, so they're quite light. They're not adding any weight to your bike. They're quite light, and yeah, I love so far how I feel the pedaling stroke. A lot of people are like, oh, it's so much different. Maybe if you had the O-Symmetrics, the O-rings, or what are they called? O-Symmetric, the company O-Symmetric, like what Chris Froome uses. Those are way more drastic. You would feel the difference. These ones, you don't even really notice. I don't notice it as much. I was expecting to notice it more. I have to look down to remind myself sometimes, and then you can actually see it, and it reminds you that it actually is oval. Standing and pedaling is no problem. That was another thing I heard that was slightly awkward. It's not at all. So most of the reviews out there that I've seen on Q rings are quite old. So hopefully this one helps, because obviously it's newer because we're doing it now, and they've done a lot of things to help these along. The shifting is much better up and down. I will say once on my first ride, for some weird reason, I wasn't putting a lot of pressure. I was spinning and I wanted to go onto my big ring, and it was hesitating to go up. It hesitated a few times, and then it went up fine. That was the only time. Otherwise, I was switching up and down. I had no problem at all. Okay, that was one of the things that was a problem when they first started releasing these years back, but now it is quite smooth. I hear electronic front derailleurs are actually better to use than mechanical because they're a lot stronger, so it's better for front shifting. That was what the mechanic did tell me, and yeah, I was having no problem. So would I recommend them? All depends on the rider and what you're into and what you're looking to get out of it. Again, would I recommend somebody to gain huge amounts of power? I would say no, because you don't really. It might just, little bits here and there. And again, if you're a pro, that would be great. If you're an average rider, I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's more to do, for me anyway, with a more efficient pedal stroke and saving some energy in watts in your leg, both your legs. So yeah, that's it with the Q rings. If you do have any questions, please comment. I always try to get back to people who do have comments on my videos. Please like and subscribe. That would be fantastic, and we'll come back to you with some more videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.